Hello, people of the internet. So we're going to do a quick bonus tip because it is almost New Year's and I hate New Year's resolutions. So we're going to talk about that really quick and then I'll let you go. This will be a short one. I've been in the fitness business for a little over 20 years now. I've seen a lot of New Year's resolutions come and go over that period of time. And if you are a member of a gym, you've probably learned to hate January because you know that it's gonna the people at the gym, the number of them are gonna swell for about somewhere between 4 and 8 weeks, and then it's gonna kind of diminish and they're gonna go away, and then they'll do it again next year. So the reason I don't like New Year's resolutions, the biggest thing is I don't think you should set a goal because it's a certain time of year. You should set a goal because you've identified something in your life that you want to improve on. That's great. I'm a big believer in self-improvement. That's fantastic. But a couple of stumbling blocks that I see are, one, people get into this kind of annual cycle that I really don't understand. I don't really know what the root of that is. The other thing I see is sometimes people will set too many resolutions. So I actually knew someone a few years ago who sat down and detailed out 17 New Year's resolutions for themselves. People don't work like that. That's not practical. Now, I'm completely fine with somebody if they wanted to sit down and, if they identified 17 things they wanted to improve on, that's not the problem. The problem is trying to do them all at once because we just don't work that way. Most people can really only work on, one, maybe two areas of change at a time. Okay? Unless there's some kind of very dramatic life circumstance, like sometimes you'll see something like where someone has a heart attack or a stroke and they'll make a lot of changes because there's a fear of death. Which brings me to one of my points. Most people will only affect real serious change in their life when there's either a fear of death or a loss of identity. One of those two things. And I'll probably talk about those more sometime later, but I want to keep this video short. So for most of us, it takes severe motivation to make a real change. Now, you don't need to wait around for something like that to happen to make some change. Just keep it in mind. So when we're just kind of going along and we want to improve something, it's just pick one thing, maybe two things at the most. If you do, they probably need to be related. Don't pick two things that are really completely different. If you do sit down and make some kind of a list for yourself, again, that's fine, but just itemize that list and do one thing at a time. The other thing is, again, back to the time of year, if you identify something that you want to change, and obviously, this is mostly about fitness, so if it's like a fitness or a health thing, don't wait for New Year's or January. So if 6 months from now you realize that you're not exercising and you need to change that, start. There's no reason to wait till, I don't know, you have like a lot of people trying to do it at the same time. And for most people it takes around a month to establish a habit. It can take a little bit longer than that, it depends on the person. If you are starting a fitness thing, and this is all like brand new to you, just keep that in mind. Like the first thing you need to do is just establish a habit. Typically when I get a new client, that's my first goal, is just to get that habit established, because most people that join a gym will sign up and I know at one time it was like an 80 percentile chance that within a few months they would just quit. And typically they'll sign up, they're paying for their membership. A few months later they realize they're still paying for the membership and they try to get out of the contract. So don't be that person. Pick one goal for yourself, something you can do, sit down, focus on it, make it happen. New Year's resolutions suck. Don't do them. Make a change because it's good for you and it's good for your family. That's it for now. So that was just a bonus tip. Happy New Year. Be safe. Thanks.